Are there two people trying to get in? No, that's just us.
Because I know Myron won't be here.
He told you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe Sheila won't then too. I don't know.
They're on the report every time. So
They're on their what?
We're good now?
Yep, we're
I
good.
know, because we were gonna put them on there just so we didn't forget them.
Yeah.
So we forgot, or they forgot us.
This meeting of the Clear Valley School Board of Directors is now in session. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, this, actually, I should have said, this is our budget hearing, which is now in session. So we'll start off with a motion to adopt tonight's agenda for the school board budget hearing.
Make a motion.
Second it.
I'll second it.
Any questions about it? Additions? No? Go ahead, Diana.
I just wanted to say under the summary by object of the budget, that's the budget that you are adopting in the resolution when you go to adopt the resolution, but that we made some minor changes due to we saw a shortfall in some of our LEA local effort assistant dollars and just made some minor adjustments, but it's really the same budget you reviewed
Okay.
in the budget work session, but it's there in case you want to know any details.
Okay. All right. So all those in favor of adopting tonight's agenda, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. The motion passes. Any public comments? Not hearing any. We'll move on to new business. Anybody out there want to say something for the public?
I just wanted to say that smell, if you're wondering what that smell is, our
Bill?
pop machine bit the dust that's in the faculty lounge, and for some reason it spilled one of the energy drinks.
I don't think I smell
You
it.
can't smell
I
it.
smell them.
I don't know if I smell that.
I thought they
but-
were cleaning.
I think it exploded inside the machine. They're coming to fix it tomorrow.
Yeah, it did. But Rita did clean the room. She
Okay.
went through this full room and cleaned everything. She shampooed all the carpets.
In here?
Yep.
Did it leak in here?
No, this is right in the room next door. She's talking about.
Oh,
I'm just saying, part of the yearly maintenance in here.
Oh.
She cleaned the room. She came through and cleaned everything, did the floor. So you might be smelling some of the chemical from the.
how does Rita do that and work with Driftwood?
She keeps busy.
Does she ever go home?
She's a worker bee.
That's good. All right, we're gonna keep her.
Hopefully.
Not part of this meeting, sorry. All right, new business. We need a motion to approve the resolution number 16-24/25, our 24-25 budget. Is there such a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 16-24/25.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, well, Diana, just, well, I guess if we pass the resolution, that means her comments were, she's made them. So you all good with that? Well, I guess we'll find out in the vote.
The only thing that I was going to report on is that in the resolution, we have that we will transfer 30,000 from the general fund to capital projects fund for the
Right.
Spartan field repair. And I know that Bill Henderson has inquired to find out. You guys were right in noting that because of materials, transportation, that what we'll have to set aside will be much higher than what we thought it would be. Once we get the amount for that, then we'll come back and reapprove or make an amendment to the resolution and or the budget and move more money over each year as need be, or figure it out where we appropriate it starting in 24-25 or 25-26.
So just leave it 30 now and
Yeah.
next year we'll raise it if
Uh-huh.
necessary.
Or if we feel like we need to raise it now, we'd make an amendment to that.
Okay.
But it is going to cost more. The good news is, and Bill can talk about it a little bit later after we're in regular meeting, but the good news is our field's holding up really, really well.
Okay. Well, with that said, all those in favor of approving aforementioned resolution number 16, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The motion passes. A review of our materials, supplies, and operating costs, MOC.
So,
I gotta find that. Just a second.
It should be down here.
Oh, no, shift it up.
so probably about 5 or 6 years ago, this was put in place where we have to report on this annually. Our MSOCs are materials, supplies, operational costs, to show that we are spending that money on instruction, basic ed, and anything for materials and supplies and operating costs. And so ours is always, what do you want to call it, Jan? Overstated, there we go, because of insight and our contracted services. So it shows that to the tune of 41 million. That's what that.
In the hole?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of making me a little nervous.
It's just, no, I mean, it's just the way our budget works because of our contracted services with our online program. And we do this every year.
Well, that's no excuse.
And I think the motive of the legislation that was passed is to ensure that we're spending our MSOC dollars on MSOC items, not on salaries.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
Jan looked to see if we would have pulled inside out, and we were still over the required spending. And nobody's ever questioned us.
What do they do?
Then we just show them
Okay.
the nuances of our budget and why it's different. Yeah. Everything that the state passes doesn't necessarily make it right with school districts because every school district has different nuances.
Okay.
Anything else you wanted to share, Jan? And we don't have to approve it, right?
No, that's just
Discussion.
all right. Well, if there's no further business, we've done the meat of it.
Mhm.
This special meeting or this special budget hearing is adjourned. And we'll move right into our regular meeting, which is called to order. We'll let the Pledge of Allegiance from a special meeting suffice for this meeting. So we'll start out needing a motion to approve the meeting minutes twice. Looks like we got to do it twice.
Well, they're both the same.
No, they're
Mine
not.
are, well,
Well, I guess the only thing we need is,
Were they both the same?
one was a
Yeah.
work meeting, shouldn't have to
yeah,
approve
but they're
those.
mine are the same.
What do you mean they're the same?
They're both the regular school board meeting
Hmm?
when I brought them up and that's time, but I clicked it about 5 times.
That might be the problem.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, no, we attached the wrong
It's okay.
one. Can I attach that
She-
one now?
Reattach it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it. I looked at it
Me either.
today too. But then you're gonna have to update your,
The board meeting.
are you
Or the-
removing it?
I'm gonna do that right now.
We haven't adopted an agenda.
There, I just unlinked it.
Okay.
If you wanna link it.
Okay. I'm going back in.
Oh, no, don't unlink him.
Never get it back.
No, no.
Board. Copy link. Event. Oh, it's the work session that needed it? I think
Mhm.
the special meeting was.
No, that's the work session that needs it.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, there you go, it should be on there.
Okay, now try it. Ah,
What happened?
Can you
Yep,
see
there
it?
we go. Yep,
What are we looking at?
Shannon's didn't.
Mine-
did you refresh?
No, see, it should look like this.
Go back to the-
Refresh.
Maybe she split it out.
Oh, cause
Yeah,
I've got
mine came
the
up,
minutes.
Mine did too. I don't get.
What are we looking for?
Look at the
This one?
So I got the
it
regular
was
school
same
board
thing.
meeting and the
That's what was
budget
there.
now. So,
Let you find. Okay.
I'm not sure what y'all did.
Can you see both of the minutes now? There
Oh,
should be
Well,
both.
there I saw the first one.
Should it say motion after both of them though?
Yeah, I believe so. Right, Diana, both of them need a motion.
Oh, no, I guess I feel. I got a work session. Okay, that's fine. Special meeting.
Update the website.
Oh, that's-
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess I got both of them.
Make sure we go over each one.
yeah, one's 8 pages long and the other one's only 2 pages long.
All right, whatever. Now I gotta
Did you see
figure out
it? Can you see
how to
it?
get rid of all this stuff.
That one. Just hit it.
Okay.
I think that.
Here's that one. Now go to the next one and see if the next
What?
one's different.
Oh, now this one's showing a
Now you
motion
did
for
it.
both.
Good job.
Oh, thanks.
So it's just a matter of patience.
That wasn't there a second ago.
No, it wasn't. You're right. We
Now
weren't
it is.
crazy, were we?
No, just- it
We
just-
need to access
She
that.
walked over.
Do we need to do what?
That's your- yeah, the right document then.
Yeah, they were all right.
Okay,
The documents were fine.
okay.
All right, so we got that glitch worked out. So now, is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes from our special meeting of July
I'll
15th?
make a motion that we approve this special meeting. minutes.
Thank
15.
Second,
A second.
any corrections, deletions, additions? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Aye. Any opposed say no. They're approved. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes of budget work session of July 15th?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the budget work session, July 15th.
Second,
Second.
thanks. Oh, any changes to that document? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say no. They're approved. Is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
Make a motion, we adopt tonight's agenda.
Second,
I'll second it.
any changes or anything to that? Anybody wants to make? Not hearing any. All those in favor of adopting tonight's agenda say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. I said aye. It passes. We have an agenda. Public comments and questions. Nathan? Not hearing anything. Okay. Then we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to adopt tonight's consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt tonight's consent agenda.
Great. Second? Any questions?
Got any openings? I see every time we hire new ones, but is there still some positions?
Yes, we have some critical positions open, several math at the middle school level, or at least one. Our elementary counseling position, we have received no applicants yet, which is a concern.
Is that the one that Annabelle?
Mhm. And then there's other varying positions, librarian, I don't know,
Over here?
and a variety of paraeducator positions and a special ed position,
Teacher?
the usual.
Is it normal not to get applications yet?
It's really normal for us. We had one teacher that you approved who we just now learned she's not coming. She never signed her letter of intent or her contract, just took a job somewhere else, was coming from out of state. We were supposed to interview someone today for a position. She just didn't show and didn't tell us that she accepted another position in another school district. So I think that's kind of the new norm. And we should just expect that we're going to have to reshuffle and look at our talent from within and look at certification, and move staff where they're most needed. Having late hires really doesn't do well, especially if there are not affordable living places in Forks.
So what do you do if you don't get a librarian?
We
Just kids come in here and do what they want to do.
we'll probably hire a paraeducator or a long-term sub or we'll make arrangements somehow.
They have to do all the bulletin boards and the
Nope.
decorating.
Nope.
Okay.
Really no decoration.
Okay, any other questions on the comments on the consent agenda? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Consent agenda passes. Page 2, reports. Leadership report starring Diana Rayo. Opening of the 24-25 school year.
Well, if you open up the link, you will see our back to school professional development activities, which start next week. And so we have right response training, which is a training for staff who work with special needs or potentially kids who have needs that might warrant them to use de-escalation tactics. And then we move right into new teacher academy on the 14th and 15th. And then we have the 19th through 23rd is paraeducator standards. So all of our new paraeducators that we hire have to have a fundamental course of study, 14 hours of training. And then we have some extra training for buildings on the 26th and 27th, and I would invite you on Wednesday, August the 28th. We have our annual kickoff day. If you can come at lunch, it is a smorgasbord, nice potluck lunch, and then I can introduce you anyone who comes to our staff. And then, well, first day with kids is right around the corner on September the 3rd. I know. So a full month of August activities.
So how many staff participate in the right response?
There are required positions who have to. Any staff members who work with special ed students have to have the training. And then I think the goal of the state, they were going to put in a requirement for every single staff member. And then there's a level 1 and a level 2, and I think it's on a 2 or 3 year rotation. So once you have the certification, you don't have to do it again until the 3rd year. And so we're constantly retraining staff who have to have it. Then we open it up to anyone who wants to have it.
And what's it about?
It really is about de-escalation, practical application, and then physical application in the event that you have a student that you can't get them calmed down, but there's safety issues and you would have to restrain for some type of reason.
So there's 2 sessions of it.
Yeah. There's an advanced day 1, advanced day 2, then you can see a renewal, and then another advanced day 1 and advanced day 2.
Is there beginning day 1 and day 2?
That might need to say beginning day 1 and day 2. I'm not sure.
Have we ever had a bad incident where some student attacked the teacher? I mean, you see them on the news, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah, we had a potential student escalate last year, and the principal and staff did a great job de-escalating that student, and protecting other students. But nothing that we by law have to report to the state when we restrain students. So all of those reports come into my office, and then Tracy Hearn reports them to OSPI, and then it's reported to the federal government. But nothing that I can remember real serious in my time. I mean, where there's harm, although there have been teachers who have been harmed.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you would need to let me know what you mean by serious. We have to report them all, and I could share it with you. That'd be something to be
Physical?
interested in. Mhm.
Like punching each other, and we haven't ever had that.
No, but you know, with especially some of our younger kids, we might have biting or, you know, scratching or some of those situations.
Superficial.
It might be good for me to share with you what we report so you can get an idea.
That would be fun. Okay. That it for leadership report? And we'll move
Yes.
into the financial report.
Hazel and I will remind you when we get closer to Wednesday, August the 28th. We have our next board meeting's on the 26th, but we'll remind you again to come to lunch if you can. You just have to show up. Don't have to bring any potluck items.
Our next meeting is on
Well,
26th.
yeah, formal meeting. We have our retreat. It's on the agenda here.
That's okay.
And I won't be here on the 26th.
But not the 20.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the June ending fund balance.
Should put my financial report up there so you can see this great picture of summer school.
So it's not linking.
It's not?
No, and I've been over here talking to Nathan, like, I don't know why it's just giving so much difficulty.
Oh, no.
I don't know why.
Anyway, can you pull that up on the did you see my picture
I
of
did see it.
Kevin
I've seen that.
with
No.
summer school?
Where is that?
If you click
Where
on
are
the
you, Kevin?
financial report,
Yeah, I did that. Oh, maybe I did. Financial report.
The
Oh,
B.
the big thing.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that. I make it bigger. So you were going to summer school,
I didn't learn nothing though.
huh? Hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
we'll do a
Who are
summer,
those people?
we'll
with you?
do, that's Katie Haig and then, Kim Kearns, and we'll do a
Right.
summer school report, but the kids were learning how to cast and
Is that
all
what
kinds
you
of
were
things
doing?
about fishing.
Your expertise. Cool.
No, I just watch it, donating poles.
Oh, oh.
It was interesting. The kids were having fun.
Fly fishing.
Both
Oh.
fly fishing and bait casting.
They did that last year too.
How many of the field sections got pulled up by the hooks?
None.
I guess they probably didn't have hooks on
Right,
them.
Bill?
Yeah, it's just a rubber.
Okay,
Well, that would've
so
been fun.
I'll go ahead with the financials then if you want.
Go for it.
Okay, so, our budget status for June, we had revenues of 3.7 million and expenditures at 3.9 million. And it was, oh, you got it, 6% apportionment. And so at the end of the month, the net cash and investments in the county treasurer are right at 19% of our budget, 9.5 million, about where we were last year at this
We
time.
still pay inside even during the summer, don't we?
And then, so if you look at the net cash and investments for the general fund, we're right where we were last year at this time.
So they're too kind of.
I wonder if they can translate.
I think you have to say 2024.
2023, 24. Yeah. And then,
Glasses aren't working.
you want to go to the next? Yeah, we met our 5% minimum fund balance. And then our undesignated unreserved for this month is 13% at 6.7 some million dollars.
Ooh,
And there's no enrollment report because
We have no school.
We have no-
Cool. That's it?
Then what should have been for summer school?
No, we
Yeah.
don't get paid for summer school. We use our learning assistance program funding for
And
that.
you don't keep track of how many kids go.
No, we do, and we'll do a report, but we don't have to report anything to the state. Other than in our summer lunch, breakfast and lunch program, we have to report on those.
Okay. Board member reports. Just a blanket. Does anybody have anything? Besides Kevin?
Yeah.
Teaching summer school.
I had another person, I went to the summer school, maybe out just for half an hour. I had another person come in and complain about the speaker system at the graduation, but we talked about that already. And did we ever find out why it was so wacko? He was talking about how his mother had to go to the hospital afterwards because she lost all of her equilibrium because the noise was so loud, and she had to get up halfway through it and leave.
Wow.
Mm,
I don't know.
That makes you might be ADHD.
And it,
The guys had a mixer tied into the system, is what it was, so that they could turn the volume up and down, is what they were setting up there. So we're talking about just not a mixer that they have down on the floor. This is the first time they've ever had a mixer on the floor. It was so that they could control it down there. So we talked about putting one up in the booth in the future, so that it's not something that can be unplugged like what happened and a few other things that happened. So
it was loud. I mean,
yeah,
it's extremely loud.
I heard it was pretty good.
I had to turn my hearing aids off.
We will make sure next year that we, plan appropriately. Ironically, it's always been the opposite.
Yeah.
Test it out before.
Yeah.
And then we thought heard any more about how to set up that trust fund with our.
The only way we can do that, so you guys,
That's what we want to do then.
okay, and we can talk about it at the retreat, but then I would need to bring a resolution that pays you. And then probably you would have to donate that money that you get and pay taxes on it, if that is what you're wanting to do.
I guess.
Can we pay ourselves since we're a sitting board?
I think so.
We just got to pay taxes on that.
Because I thought I read where, you couldn't vote a raise for yourself. You could vote it for a future board. And I would assume a future board, though, might be an election year where you might get new members. I don't know.
We wouldn't be voting a raise, would we? Be
What,
voting
0 to
just-
50 or.
I'm gonna look,
whatever.
I will bring that as an agenda item, doing my research for the next time. I have it right here.
I think it'd be a good thing to do. I mean, and it's not going to be that much money for the school.
What do you mean? $1,500 a meeting
No.
per each?
Then I'm taking-
Well, if I'm gonna pay taxes on it, I wanna make it worth my while.
Okay, that will be an agenda item.
That's all.
Thanks. Any other people have anything? Okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Insight School, they aren't here tonight, so I guess we'll dispense.
No, Myron just wanted to report, and he's sorry that he and Sheila cannot be here tonight, but he just wanted me to report to you that they are already seeing more enrollment at this time of the school year than they were last year at this time during the summer. Which either means that more of the kids are returning or they're getting more students. And then they're planning their opening day of training on Monday, August the 19th. So I'll be attending his training as well. They do a 2-day virtual training.
Hmm. Well, August the 5th is just a week from, yes, today. That's when ours is starting. My word,
I know,
what happened? I already noticed with the rain and the clouds, felt like fall today.
I know.
guess the
All
kickoff.
last week with that little bit of haze of smoke or
Yeah.
whatever. And that feel like football
Steve
weather.
Darker.
Well, they're advertising football on TV now, so.
Yeah.
I follow Insight on like social media. And so I always, click on it and I read comments and just a lot of positive comments.
I'd be curious for a future on that same vein as to how many of our students are attending ISW.
Is this letter just for our personal use or
Yeah.
it's a
Mhm,
good letter?
mhm. Jan,
Before we move on, Sheila, wanted to let you know, she has an update.
oh, okay.
Do you want me to read this?
Yeah, Sheila does have an update. 1 minute here though. Jan, how many of our kids, is it 28?
That's FTE, I don't know how many heads.
Yeah.
That's the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad they found a place to go.
Okay, so she's been having a hard time getting into the board meeting with no audio, and she got dropped. But anyway, for insight updates, summer retention activities are underway. We're preparing for back to school week with teachers, the return of 8/12, although their actual training starts on the 19th. Our enrollment approvals are up about 400 over at this time of the summer. So, yeah, tell her we did. Oh, and then we have one student who is doing that, got into the finals of that cook-off, the national cook-off. And I think it's this week. Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, there were 1 of 5. That's so awesome. We'll let you know how that
Now
goes.
they have to bring us a treat.
Well, I think we'll have to bring him in for a work session. And
Give him
have
here
him
for the
make,
work
make,
session?
yeah, make dinner for us,
Sounds good.
for appreciation or something. Okay, then I guess that's it. We'll move on to new business. Forks Middle School Replacement Project.
So we already had a team with Jay Hansen out here, and they do a review of everything. We're required to put things in an ICOS system. What does ICOS stand for? I can't remember.
No. I don't remember that either.
Information, anyway, it's how we keep track of our buildings, anything that was built after 1990, 1994, 1996. And you keep the condition, you guys approve those in April each year. So to start the process for our new middle school, you start with the state study survey. And so it costs about $25,000, but we are getting a grant. In fact, we already have notification that we've received $24,478.02. And so we're just waiting for OSPI to look at the eligibility, to review it, to make sure that we're getting it. And we are getting it, right?
The grant?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so the D1, there's a whole series of events that happen if you're building a new building, and you're going to tap into the SCAP, which is the school construction appropriation funding that comes from timber dollars. It's a separate pot from our junior taxing district dollars. It goes all the way to D8 to completion of the project. So we are starting the project with D1, completing the state study and survey, and that'll help us initiate the process of applying for state funding for the building.
And when are we wanting to do the middle school? What year?
In February of 2027
Is when we would want to start.
was when we would want
Put the
to
bond
put the
out.
bond out.
February.
And then you start in 2028. It usually takes, well, you start sometime after you pass. I mean, takes a while. And we'll be getting that at the next board meeting. I'll put together the RFQ where we're requesting for qualifications for an architect who will help us with the whole process. And then they put together a timeline of everything that we have to do. Part of the state study and survey to get the grant is that I signed off that you have reviewed the Washington Administrative Code around the state study and survey. And so I have provided you with WAC 392-341-003 through 040, which are the WACs that pertain to the grant. And basically what it says is that as long as OSPI reviews, and we followed the guidelines of the state study and survey, and they deem necessary that, we deserve those funds for state planning to get the school construction funding. They can either help us or deny it or approve it. And so this just, shows that you are doing your due diligence to review the WACs.
Well, I know this will come up again later. So ISW's impact on any of this, since the school is brick and mortar, but their students are counted in our students, no impact.
No impact.
It's all
After
about,
we built the high school, they changed the formula, so those kids are no longer in the instruction format.
so that kind of hurts us a little bit.
Yeah, we just don't, it doesn't, we won't have unhoused students. There's a formula they look at. And again, Bill and I and Jan and Kyle, we met with OSPI, and we're looking at probably somewhere in the, about 14 or 15 million, right?
Yes.
Okay, from the state?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, good then. Next thing we have is educational programs and operations levy timeline. This is a discussion item.
Yeah, so I put together the timeline, of activities that will be happening. Remember, our EP&O levy will go out for in February of 2025. And so this is what I call backwards planning, so that we make sure we do everything. And I am going to, on the opening day with the staff, go over kind of an awareness of what the levy, EP&O levy is, why, how it's important. You heard Corey talking about it, and I'll bring it back to our next board meeting to review, because you got to kind of read it and see it several times.
He did a good job.
He did, but
Yeah.
it's still confusing. And I'll get together kind of the talking points of what Corey said, but in layman's terms.
Like that.
Yeah, and we'll begin heavy in August and September talking about it. We'll be getting input from staff on needs. And then we'll do a work session, probably late September, where you prioritize what items you believe that our kids need based on our dollar value on that. And then sometime I'd like your thinking on who could we get for volunteers who'd be willing to work as the levy committee. You as an individual voter can tell people to vote yes, but as a board collective, we cannot, nor can I, nor can staff members represent the school district and impose whether you vote yes or no. And so we need probably parents and representation from the older generation, and then parents of kids who are in our schools to be on the levy committee. So I'll be looking for any suggestions. I have some ideas. And you'll recommend that ad hoc committee, and then they'll help us with getting the message out.
How many people do you think?
Usually, yeah, no more than 10. At least when we did the bond, I think Ron, we were on it, and we had a group of 10, Dick Moody, Brian Peterson, Ron. They were pretty aggressive, but they planned their own things with my help as well. And then the resolution filing deadline will be in December. So on November 25th board meeting, you'll approve a resolution for the filing, which you'll determine whether we want a 1, 2, 3, or 4-year levy and at what rate. And we'll base that on the information that Corey gave us. That will be your decision. And then you can see the heavy campaigning starts in January. Then ballots are mailed in on the 24th, and then the election ballots are due on the 11th, and then it's certified on the 21st. That's a ton of work right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gonna come fast.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So any questions on that?
Don't see any. So let's move on then to our solution tree purchase agreement. First year not to exceed $50,150.
And now tell us about that.
Okay, so, and we are, looking at how we can better, support our teaching staff so that they can better engage our students and make progress, what I would call on attendance, engagement, and test scores, overall performance. And several of our schools are in the formal school improvement process. They call it the SIF, the School Improvement Framework. And because we're in the framework, and it's based on different components of student data, our report card, we're getting additional funding that we have to spend on professional development. So this is it. And so it's a 3-year plan. The solution tree is basically supports the 4 thinking, and it is about team building. And let me describe it to you. So you're a 4th grade team member. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to meet as a professional learning community, but it's a very canned. You look at student data, you look at your standards, what you're supposed to be teaching, and then you look where your students are really performing. You set a goal together, then you monitor it, and then when the kids' scores come in again on iReady, we're not meeting in that math, what do we need to change, but you're really focusing on student product and how students are gaining.
So how is this different than what we're doing?
This is really laser-like focused on classroom instruction. And then, so year 1, there's a whole training of the theory. And I will tell you that Sarah Decker, when she was in SQUIM, they worked on this very methodology in her school. And after 2 years, they saw some pretty serious dramatic results. It's not new, no. And again, in trying to get us more focused on instruction and the actual quality of teaching and making sure that we're meeting the standards of especially the reading, writing, and math, this will hold us accountable.
Because it's that much every year.
It's about that much every year. So the first year is the overall training of the theory. And we were heavily engaged in this in, I want to say, probably 2015 when we saw our scores, especially at the elementary school, almost at 80%. And then we just lost focus on this. But it requires the teachers to really work closely with their grade level teams and look at student performance, which we're currently not doing systematically.
These, all the teachers get to do this.
Yes.
This is every
But you said it was a
3-year
train the trainer
progressive.
thing.
Yeah. So the first year we do the initial training with district leadership, and then we implement really the second year. It takes 3 years to fully implement, to fully understand. It's a very scientific, research-based product is why we're going with it.
and it's had
I
good
don't know,
success.
when I first
has
read
good-
I was
it has
just
good
like,
success.
what in the world?
Yeah. And again, we can only spend those dollars. What are we getting 40,000 at the elementary school for the SIF? Or are we at 30?
I think it's about 30 for them.
50 at the middle school. So we're looking at money that we can't spend any other way. We can't spend it on a building or salaries or anything else.
To go to something.
Yeah. And we're already carrying over Title II, which is professional development, Title IV, which is we're already carrying over that money. So we have to spend it, but we've decided we want to spend it on research-based product where it's not. We'll do a little bit here, a little bit there.
And then in 3 years, we'll see
Yes.
the benefits.
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you do after 30 years? You just quit doing it.
No, you keep doing it, but then you have to retrain new staff, but everybody, it becomes a system then. It's not
Yeah.
one person dependent. Yeah. And so we are using federal dollars, and we'll probably use it a variety or some Title II potentially, or rural schools and or SIF. And because we're doing federal funding, we have to do what's called a sole source. There is no other organization that sells this same product. So it's a one of a kind. And if you just Google DeFore, he's an expert on this. He's an educational expert, has been doing it for, I don't know, 30 plus years. And so this is a sole source item that we need to make note of for auditors.
Okay. Any other questions for Diana? Is there a motion then to approve this agreement?
I'll make a motion to approve this agreement with Solution Tree Enterprises or whatever it is, or company.
For a second,
I'll second.
all those in favor of this Solution Tree purchase agreement, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. It passes. The agreement.
Keep going.
Old business. Review board policy 1620.
Why quit doing that?
How'd you do that?
I don't know, just did it. Except for
I want your computer.
You probably have to set it in settings or do something in
Well,
settings.
I was told by Nathan or Michael or somebody, you couldn't change it. But
Or it goes to sleep. Should be able to.
okay, I'm sorry, where were we? Old business review.
The board
Or
superintendent
superintendent.
relationship. So we first put this in place in July 8th, 2008.
Well, there's no changes on it, is there?
No, I haven't made changes, but what I wanted is just for you to review this before our board retreat, because I'm going to bring you some examples. A lot of school districts have updated it, mainly because there can be contentious discussions about politics and all kinds of stuff because of our nation. But anyway, I would like your support in crafting what you want. I think it's a great start, but I do think we need to kind of update it just so that I'm really aware of what your expectations of me are and you're aware of what my expectations of you are.
What are your expectations about?
Well, and then making
Expect
sure
us
they
to
meet
show
the
up.
legal, the management versus the
That's
overall
good.
oversight. Yeah.
Hmm.
So we'll
That's
do
great.
some work on that at the board retreat and then we'll bring it back for the changes. I'll modify based on your input and then we'll look at the changes. Well,
What time is that word retreat?
2 o'clock.
2:30.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my discussion there.
So it's more, probably more on the board procedures.
Yeah.
Than it is on the.
Mhm. I will have copies of those. That's one of the items we'll look at when we're working together between 2:30 and 5. Remember, everybody isn't coming in until 5. We'll do some work. We'll do some work on my goals so that you can hold me accountable and on this board policy and procedure. We'll put what we have to for legal, but a lot of school districts have tailored it to their own liking. So I want your input on
Okay.
And where's it gonna be at? I don't know yet.
Oh, and
that. The ONRC.
Didn't miss that meeting?
No, it's coming up
You
as
might
an
have.
agenda right here.
No, I know, but, oh, okay. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Spartan Stadium Phase 2. $1 million restroom.
I have Bill here to talk about anything. Oh, so I know last time
Has
you
it
guys had some
flushed yet?
questions.
They're flushing. As a matter of fact, tomorrow is our back punch for the punch list. And so, if everything goes well tomorrow, hopefully we'll have keys by the end of the week and we can start using those. I know there's a few little things that are hanging out there still. The electricians have to come and change some lighting a little bit. They've got it, it's not on safety and security, it's on motion. So when you walk up, the lights come on. Well, we need them so that you don't have to walk up and get underneath them before they come on. We need to make sure people can see. So there's a little bit of that needs to be taken care of. There's a big topper that goes on one of the poles that comes up. They missed that one, but we didn't. So we made sure that got taken care of. So they ordered that. It's about 6 weeks out and it'll be back to
It's a topper on what?
the big light poles that are out there. There's a big topper that goes on that light pole to give enough light out in the parking lot. But it pulls up at their concession stand to see. And so that got missed, but it's on the punch and it will get taken care of. It's about 6 weeks out for that. Everything else looks good. We had the electrical engineer was there, the mechanical engineer was there, the civil engineer, architectural was there. We just had a L&I electrical inspection over there to get everything ready to go. Again, there's a couple little things here and there that are still on the punch that they just quite haven't got to yet, but we should be able to go through the back punch tomorrow, and hopefully have keys at the end of the week. So, any questions on anything?
When are we gonna open it? Right away or wait till,
I got to get some locks and cores for it. real
so it
quick.
is open?
We could open it whenever we wanted to. We just got to
We
work it
should
out.
sell
between
raffle tickets,
Diana and
first
I.
person.
Kyle.
What do they guess? A door on the stall?
A star on the door.
Your name and lights.
6:22 p.m.
Yeah, but everything else, lighting, everything's done with circulating pumps. Again, back punch tomorrow though. If something didn't get fixed, we'll know about it. But I believe we should have keys, like I said, at the end of the week. So
So nice.
it's gonna be nice.
It's nice, yeah.
Pretty cool.
You know, we've been pushing to make sure they had it before football season. So, besides that, just a couple other little things. But I got you guys here. The week of the 12th, they're going to put the reader board out front. We've got the transformer and stuff out there now, so the reader board's getting ready to show up. Next week on Monday, there'll be seal coat in the parking lots here, so they'll go across district office, transportation, middle school area. They're going to start this Friday, doing some cleanup. Gym's almost done. We're about 2 coats of finish to the gym, and they should be finished with that. And then once that dries, we're hoping to get Mark leading out to do a little bit of basket adjustment there. But besides that, all the carpet got put in at the elementary school. Was a little busy for me at first, but now it's kind of growing on me a little bit when I walk down the halls. But anyway, it's all coming together, and this year's going by pretty fast. So, you know, we still have some siding projects and stuff to do, but and we've been working on some of those as we go throughout. I really want to get to this end here and start tearing the siding off so we can see what's going on it out there. So, besides that, any questions on anything?
Oh, somebody brought my toy.
All righty. Well, if you ever have any questions or anything, just let me know and we can take a walk over to have you look at it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay, next up, are you just curious or you know where you are?
They're here for exec session.
I see, okay, welcome.
Yeah.
Board retreat, Monday, August 19th.
2:30 to 7:30 at ONRC, and the first 3 hours will be with me. And then we'll have Shelley Castellano is bringing food, and then admin team will be there. Yeah.
Mike better get healed.
She's doing like some kind of pork roast with blackberry jalapeno sauce.
Oh,
and,
fancy.
Okay. Fun.
charcuterie board, all kinds. Desserts for Mike Reeves. So.
Extra one.
Mhm,
Next regular board meeting then is on Monday, the 26th of August.
correct.
And I won't be here for that one.
Okay.
And by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, Mike was excused. He's sick.
Yeah.
For tonight. All right, well, we have an executive session. Is there any action going to be taken on that?
There will be on the second one by you. Yes.
Okay,
So we're gonna go in and do the review performance of public employee, and then under consider resignation of certificated employee, we'll come out and get you.
Okay, I wanted to say something.
What now?
I said I wanted to say something.
Yes, we'll call you in executive session.
Gotcha.
okay, so where are we gonna do this?
We're gonna go
Where we
into,
usually
yeah.
do? All righty.
Probably at least 20 to 25 minutes.
Hi, welcome. Hi.
And then the school board. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Check what we got.
Hi. I did catch it. Oh. And Justin.
So Shannon, you got that, yeah?
No. I was leaving it up to Bill.
Okay, we're back in session. 7:07. In the matter of Alexandra, remind me her last name?
It's now Callaway.
Callaway, Alexandra Callaway, and her request to resign from her teaching position. The board, after discussion, is ready to make a motion. And the motion being entertained is that Alexandra, you will be released from your contract if and when a suitable math replacement can be found or a qualified in-house certificated teacher can be found on our current staff to replace you. So there's two options there, finding somebody completely new or reassigning a qualified math teacher from our current staff. That's the motion. Is there?
Make that motion. Is that how you do it? I don't know. Or you
Yeah,
can-
that sounds good. No,
I'll second it.
we can't do both.
I'll
Is there a
second.
Okay. All those in favor of that motion to release Alexandra from her contract and pending a replacement, either in-house or outside, qualified, whatever I said, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Say any opposed to that motion, say no. Okay, the motion passes. So what that means is we're going to see if we can find somebody in-house that can take your coursework on. But we won't know that maybe for as much as 2 weeks. If no suitable, I guess the bottom line is if no suitable substitute is found for you, qualified replacement is found for you, then you won't be released. So, Diana said she would be in touch with you
As soon as I know,
as soon as, and that'll start, those wheels will start rolling right away.
tomorrow.
Okay. Is there any other business before the board this evening? If not, we stand adjourned. And I apologize for the sloppy motion.
Thank you.
I'm not
Dr.
Thank you.
Under hearing.
And good luck with your young'un.